everybody! Hi. And welcome to the co-optional podcast. Any of you who are ready to sing along with the intro, I am so sorry. We don't have it today. We could try to sing it for you. I think that might get... Sure. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know it.
What up? It's the co-optional podcast.
It's the co-optional podcast, and we're on the way today. It's the co-optional podcast, and we can't wait to talk to your face. That's it, right? That's how it goes?
I like my version better, but yeah, I mean, that's, yeah, I guess.
I was trying to work with you, not against you.
It's the co-optional podcast that we're talking to your face.
Yeah.
What a weird song. We're talking to your face.
Talking at you. Straight at you.
Sure.
Straight
talking to your face. Talking to your face.
So, hello everybody. We're all a little bit sleepy. It's 9 a.m. for us where we are. And our fearless leader, TB,
why are we doing this at 9 a.m.?
is not able to host.
What happened?
We have to do some stuff today, so I had to move it earlier. That's what happened.
Usually a good excuse for doing things is stuff.
I mean, pretty much everybody is going to assume that we're doing it early so that we can play Overwatch for the rest of the day, which I'm willing to let you believe that that's what's going on.
Get shit done. I like that mug.
Isn't it great?
That's a good mug.
I love this mug. I think it's fantastic. Yeah, hello everybody, welcome. We do occasionally talk about video games, but today we are sponsored by Crunchyroll, and we have two super great guests who totally watch anime, which is fantastic. So, boys, before we get deep into our anime talk, would you like to introduce yourselves? Alex, we'll start with you.
Hey, I'm Alex, aka Octopimp. I do anime stuff on the internet. I do a show called 50% Off. It's about boys taking their shirts off and getting in the pool, and then getting out of the pool, and then getting not wet anymore.
To people that have no clue, they just had their minds blown.
Yeah.
What?
So.
A show about, how do I find this? To the internet.
I need it. I need it immediately. Plutes, who are you?
My name
what do you do?
I'm Pluto, and I work at Twitch in the partnerships department, and I occasionally view some of the animes, and so, Dodger asked me on, so I'm happy to be here.
You also stream sometimes.
Very rarely. Very rarely. But, yeah, I work at Twitch, and I'm super happy to be here, and I'm ready for this anime talk, and I'm ready to see just how uncomfortable Jesse gets with all this weeb talk.
Oh, yeah.
Just gonna literally get up and walk away.
He's not happy right now.
Actually, the place I'm staying at in London is right next to the Japanese embassy, consulate, whatever it is, and they're having an anime exhibition, which I could go see, and you could not go see. So, F you guys.
Well, there you go.
Go do it. Go do it.
Really
but you're not going to do it, so it's a waste. It's a big ol' waste.
Yeah, no. You're absolutely right. It is.
That I was gonna say that blows my heart, which is not a phrase in the world, but it should be. Man, that really blows my heart.
That's a lyric in an anime intro. Definitely, like, it blows my heart so good.
Don't lose your way. It blows my heart. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so good.
Anime opening lyrics make literally no sense.
I know.
So yeah, it fits right in. It's perfect.
It's really good.
50% off's new opening lyric. Blow my heart so good.
Blow my heart right out of
when
the pool.
you jump into the pool of brotherhood. Yeah.
I got right there.
Have any of you guys watched Mayoiga, The Lost Village or The Secret Village?
No, what is that?
It's an anime that's happening right now. It's hi Layla. It's an anime that's happening right now. And it's like, it's one of those shows where you just fucking hate everybody, but you have to know what's gonna happen. And it's so frustrating. I'm like, I hate every character. There's like one person. And it's a huge cast. It's Lost style. It's Lost style where they were just like, here's like 30 people. Remember all of them. And I was like, oh, good. I hope like most of these people get murdered soon.
Yeah.
And it hasn't happened, and you're still expected to know everybody. What's
I'm so
going
confused
on?
What's happening? Is just a fruit plate?
Someone just came to the door with a plate of fruit.
What?
Hold on. Wait, get the tray. Someone just came to the door with a plate of fruit. And
Great.
wait for it.
I'm assuming you're at a hotel of some sort and not like.
I hope not.
And this. Because fuck it, whatever. Because whatever. I guess because it's my birthday, I don't know. But I'm not gonna say no.
It's your birthday. Here's some fruit.
Plate. Yeah.
Which
What
of
like
those-
a king.
Which of those fruits do you eat first? Okay, the grape. Great.
I see.
Good
I would have
call.
gone for the pear because pear is.
I would have gone for the strawberry.
Oh, that's fair.
I don't like.
She went for the banana.
The banana.
You know what that means.
Well, I wouldn't have gone
If you
for
know what I'm
anything that would
saying.
get juice all over the place. 'Cause- Anyways,
And now
we
to politely
totally lost our train of thought.
That's-
Dodger was talking about
that's
something
fine.
with
It's talking
Lost
about a
and-
Alright,
shitty
anime, anime.
It's like
I'm
it's
sorry, Ginger,
it
I'm
pitched
sorry.
itself as like Lost the anime, but like
You've already lost me.
not nearly enough people have died, and they've like introduced this really interesting like juxtaposing art style that I'm super into. And I fucking hate everybody, but I need to know. Are they all gonna die? I need to know. Are they all gonna die? Are they already dead? I need to know. It's driving me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you mean by juxtaposing? Like, is the whole thing a weird art style, or do they do the thing like in JoJo, where like sometimes it's weird, crazy color art? And
I
sometimes it's
I
not?
wish that it looked like JoJo's.
man.
You wish everything looked like JoJo's.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wish everything was JoJo's.
No,
We'll
the
talk
way
about that in a second.
it winds up just looking like everything is in almost it's like on the edge of a moe style, and that doesn't make any sense to me because it's like sort of horror thriller-ish. So I've always felt like the art style didn't really suit it. And then people started having these hallucinations of this monster, and depending on who they are, the monster looks totally different based on their past. That's the idea. And the way the monster looks is
It's like Harry
fucking
Potter.
terrifying, like awesome terrifying, right? So I'm super into it, but like I just hate everybody. That's the big problem here.
They kind of did that weird juxtaposition with cutesy and horror with School Live. Did you ever watch School Live?
Oh,
Never heard of that.
yes.
Yeah, that was another one.
Gakko Garashi did that. Gakko Garashi was like a super bait and switch anime where the very first episode was like, oh my gosh, we're all like super cute girls at high school having fun, doing our thing. And I was like, this is boring as fuck. And then at the end of the episode, you realize it's all hallucination and they're trapped in a high school and one of the girls has gone deep into her mind so she can pretend there aren't zombies everywhere. I was like, this is great. This is great. And it was a fantastic bait and switch.
I've been watching Kisniver, if anybody's been watching that.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually
watching
going to
that.
ask about that. That's like in my queue, but I haven't watched the first episode.
Oh, it's super good.
It is
super
good. It's super weird in the way that all Studio Trigger shit is super weird, but it's like...
Yeah. Well,
I'm
it's
loving
done by... The character design is way more similar to Gurren Lagann than it is like the other recent stuff they did, like Kill la Kill, because it's a different character designer. But they did one thing that really kind of pissed me off, where it was like, at the end of one episode, this girl's like, "Oh yeah, I killed someone," and then at the beginning of the next episode, it's like, "Nah, just kidding, I didn't do that."
I know, I hated that too. I was like, fuck you, show.
What?
I still think that she might have killed somebody though. Let's be real. I think that she was just like, oh no, I admitted I killed somebody. I didn't actually kill somebody, guys. Come on.
yeah.
Fuck.
So you think she baited you and then switched you, and now she's going to go
She's
back.
gonna switch again.
Yeah.
She's gonna
Oh,
hold
God.
this Chiruru.
The mind fucks.
Yeah. But yeah,
and then,
that's good. And then of course
there's
Diamond
JoJo's.
Diamond is Unbreakable.
And then there's JoJo,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah, I got my precious little gay Okuyasu right here. So he's so cute.
When,
I haven't
You
caught
guys
up
been
to
watching?
JoJo.
Have you guys been watching Secret Journey Volume 2?
Did you just Google the word anime and just like pull out the first result?
I looked up. No, I looked up hentai releases April 2016.
Okay, great.
And
good.
that's one of the ones that I found.
Uh-huh.
Wait, hold on. What about Energy Kyoka Shoshushin Episode 1? That's
Oh,
pretty
damn.
good.
No, I haven't watched
What about
that.
What about
Give us
Marshmallow
read us a summary.
Succubus episode 2?
Read us a summary. What's the description on some of these?
I can't read it. It's in Japanese.
Oh.
Google translate the summary. Google translate the summary.
Pluto. Yes, I like where your mind's at. Yes.
I can describe what I see. There's a elf woman with giant boobs rubbing up against a femme-dominated male submissive.
Okay.
With little tiny like dick package thing.
Great.
And then there's a bondaged redheaded elf on the ground, while a woman who looks like Legend of Korra's Korra is water-bending water out of what I assume is her vagina. So, anime, guys.
Hey.
I would really like the Google translated summary.
Hold on.
Go over to that Japanese embassy and be like, hey, thank you for secret
Thank you for this.
Thank you for this.
And just hand them a copy of it.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You sign this for
I'm
me?
in this conversation.
You are.
I'm in this conversation. I tried. I tried so hard.
I know. I appreciate you.
And now I'm aroused. I'm super aroused.
I have to turn my camera off for 4 to 7 minutes.
Yeah. I need roughly 4. Give me 2. I'll be back. Give me 2. I'll be back.
Well, since you're
that
in
leaves
this
for a minute and a half of cleanup time.
Since you're now in this state of arousal,
and tears.
Jesse, what games have you been playing the last couple of weeks? Because we didn't have a co-optional podcast last week, so we have a couple of weeks that we can reflect back on fondly.
Uncharted 4, like crazy. I love that game. It's so good.
I've heard only good things.
It's good.
Yeah, it's been a ton of fun, and it makes me want to go back and play the other Uncharted's again, because it's been so long, and I only played them once, and now I'm having like, I remember that, and I remember that. The problem is I feel like if I go back and play them again, I'll be like, oh, I remember why I only played this once. Because I'm not a fan of the parts where we have to shoot in those games, because I'm terrible at it. So,
Right.
Which is weird because
there's probably a reason why I haven't gone back.
I think so I recently finished Uncharted 4 as well, and it's a fantastic game. And the issue that I have with it, right? I love Uncharted 2 is one of my favorites of all time. It's Naughty Dog just knows what the hell they're doing, right?
Right.
But even though I love the Uncharted series, I am ridiculously happy for not only I think myself and fans of the series, but for Naughty Dog that this is the last one. Does that make sense? I'm excited to see what Naughty Dog does next. Now that they don't have to go back to Nathan Drake, because Last of Us being a one-off was awesome,
really good.
That game was really really good. So I'm curious if the next game that Naughty Dog makes will be dark storytelling Last of Us style, or if they'll be we're gonna make another Jack and Daxter. I want to know where they go from here.
Get Crash Bandicoot back, IMO.
I hope that I hope that they do something totally different.
I kind of do too, because I played Doom and Uncharted 4 back to back. I finished Uncharted 4 and then I started the 42 gigabyte download of Doom right then and played it a few hours later. That is a big download, by the way. And the weird thing that playing through Doom got for me was there's a lot of precise platforming in Doom that really surprised me. And I would almost say, and this kind of sounds weird to say, but if you think about it, it makes perfect sense. Doom is a more difficult platforming game than Uncharted, right?
Well, yeah, Uncharted, Nathan Drake is a little spider monkey. That dude is jumping and flipping and twirling and swinging, and you have to really be not paying attention to die.
Yes,
those parts of the game. Yeah.
I am every time I jump for a ledge or jump for a thing, the exception is that the ledge doesn't break, right? The rule is that the ledge will break and you'll fall down and he'll miraculously grab a thing, right? I died more times platforming in Doom than I ever have in Uncharted, and that was really really weird for me. I think.
I mean,
but
couldn't even jump in Doom 1 and 2. So it's kind of weird that
maybe they just wanted to cram it all into this one. They were we forgot jumping in the last one. Let's do it.
Yeah.
We hecked up.
But it's very weird. And Uncharted, the platforming or the automated platform, whatever you want to call it, right? It's I've been doing it for so long, right? Like you look for the cues, like you look for the little handhold that you can barely reach, and like you know exactly where to begin your climb. And I think Uncharted 4 did a good job of like there are some branching, like you could go left around a tower or you can go right. They didn't just pigeonhole you into a singular climb on a lot of routes, but I find myself when I'm climbing just mashing up and X practically, and I'm just like I just want to get through this as fast as possible because like there's no skill here. It's automatic, right?
I just point of order for people in chat saying that dialogue in Uncharted 4 is bad. You are wrong. You are wrong, and you are bad people for thinking that. It is like I could literally listen to those characters talk about anything all day and be entertained. You're false.
Why do you think that people say that?
Well, because I feel like they were locked in closets as a child, possibly abused. I'm not saying that I know that, but the whimsy is out of their life, and they don't understand what good adventure.
Oh, they want this to be grimdark, and it's not grimdark. Is that what you think the problem is? They're like, could you please take this Uncharted game seriously, Naughty Dog? Give me some serious dialogue, please.
There's so much. The interaction between the characters are so, like, it's so spot on good, and the voice acting is amazing. Where it's like I can't even. There's so many other things to complain about in Uncharted 4 that you can complain about, not the dialogue and the voice acting. You're crazy. You're a crazy person. That's the best part of the Uncharted series for me is the story and the characters. So get out. Just go. Go away. Go play Happy Cat Fantasy or whatever.
Can't wait. I will do that.
I will. Yes, you will. 100%. No, I agree. Like the scene. This is like super early on, but just like the scene when him and his wife are chilling on the couch and just like playing.
It's amazing.
It's so good. It's so good. The banter,
it's kind of the well acted
of it. Yeah. So good.
Yeah. It's nothing happens in that scene. It is literally just you are going to catch up with Elena and Nathan right now and figure out where they're at in their life. It's maybe like a 10-15 minute scene, and it is a phenomenal, like, it is movie quality, just like entertainment. And I could watch that scene over and over and over again. I could watch them discuss the spoiler that takes place in that scene that I won't spoil for anyone until you play the game because it's amazing. But them playing stuff is the best thing there ever was. Like, I could do that scene over and over and over again, and I've gone back to try and beat that damn game that I'm awful at. So cheers to Naughty Dog for that one.
I've seen a couple of people say that Uncharted 4 is just like riddled with plot holes. Do you feel that that's true?
I don't know about
not plot holes. It has a lot of. It has a lot of. I don't want to say Deus Ex Machina, but it has a lot of like, this happened because this needed to happen because this needed to happen.
Right.
Like, I think there's one scene in general later on in the game that is very much just like it just.
Bless you.
It's a thing that happened. Also, Dodger, sneeze like you mean it.
No one got to hear it. I muted myself for them. They don't know what that sounded like.
It. Oh, I heard it.
Oh, never mind. It was a big man.
Well, it sounded like someone.
It was like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like someone
That's how
tickled
it
a puppy.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh.
No, it was manly.
Oh, no, it was like, a doo-doo-doo. That's what it sounded like.
No, it was manly.
Yep.
Anyways.
She was like, she goes, a doo-doo-doo. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird noise. There's one scene later on that I can definitely, like, even I had like, okay, all right, but it's an adventure movie, so you have to have like your like suspension of disbelief, like, oh, this is great. This just it brings all of our characters back together, so I'm fine with it. But if like you're gonna nitpick an Uncharted game after the first 3 games, then you just don't enjoy fun. So that's all I'm gonna say.
They are.
Because the other three had
fun
the exact same things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
The
say
other three had the
I
exact
wouldn't
same,
say-
like, crazy moments.
Yeah, I wouldn't say plot holes per se. I kind of agree with you there. I would say like maybe there's some inconsistencies that like I didn't really care for, like some kind of character arcs that didn't quite go where I was expecting, or just kind of turned at some point. And I was like, that doesn't seem likely. I feel like that probably wouldn't have happened in the real world, but it's a game, so it's whatever, you know. But I thought the new mechanics, as far as like the grappling hook, brought a little bit of, you know, spice to the climbing mechanics, a little bit more skill, just having to hit L1 every now and then, I guess. And then I was very surprised that the Jeep, or like the, you know, whatever, was actually really interesting and fun parts, like doing some like almost like Jeep platforming or like Jeep exploration was actually really well done. And I enjoyed it. When I watched all the, like, you know, gameplay demos and previews and all that kind of stuff when they were driving the Jeep, I was like, is this gonna be entertaining? I don't know. But yeah, just like exploring this sprawling land next to this volcano in a Jeep with like these tight passages and, you know, all the mud and all that stuff was just like, it was just cool. It felt really adventurous to me.
Felt like indie.
Yep.
Kinda, yeah, for sure.
I have nothing to add to this conversation.
that's-
I've never played an Uncharted game.
I've never played an Uncharted game either.
That's what you're getting into. When you play Uncharted, you're basically playing computer Indiana Jones.
That's kind of what I heard.
Like that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it. It's great. And you know, I hats off to them for really solid games. And here's hoping they make another game that I can enjoy. Unlike The Last of Us, because I hated the shooting in that game, and I never want to talk about it.
I hated the shooting in that game too. I was totally willing to sit on a couch and watch somebody else play that game, so that I got the experience of the story. But I did not want to play it because I hated the shooting in it.
Was it that bad?
Yeah,
it wasn't.
It was.
Good. Oof.
It like the story was good enough that
difficult.
Yeah. Like you only there were only so many bullets in that game, right? Where it's like you found a gun and it'd be like, oh yeah, it's a shotgun. It's like it's got 2 shells, or like you have a gun and it's got 3. Like you had to be sparing on purpose, right? Like most of your stuff was like stealth kills or like distracting them and murdering them somehow. The shooting itself was not very good, which is interesting because like the Uncharted shooting isn't incredible and the platforming isn't incredible. So like it's really interesting how highly praised the Uncharted series is. You know, like I understand the technical marvel of it. Like Naughty Dog knows how to get the most bang for their buck on a Sony console, right? Like that is a foregone conclusion. But so many people talk about, oh, the climbing is generic and boring. You just look for the next point. The shooting doesn't feel super tight. And in Uncharted 1 through 3 and kind of in 4, the big bad guys are just bullet sponges, right? And it's like that's not a super fun mechanic, you know, just putting 20 bullets in a dude to take him down. But the strength of the story and the writing is just so strong that you just kind of like accept the other kind of mediocre parts. Like I wonder if the Uncharted climbing, let's say, or the Uncharted shooting was in another less narratively strong game, if we would take as big of an issue with it, or would we even care? Does that make sense?
Well, Uncharted has always been pitched as like back in the day, it was like, this is the game that you can play with your girlfriend on the couch and you'll both enjoy it. Like that's what the pitch was, because it's a story-based game. So it's you're in an interactive movie, and everything else is just sort of extra.
Right. Do you guys feel like at this point Naughty Dog can't ever have good shooting mechanics? Because that's what like everybody always expects if they're gonna play a Naughty Dog game, that the shooting mechanics are gonna be just like fucking wandering all over the place and you're gonna get like, I think so many people have gotten to this point now where they're like, but I finally fucking figured it out. Like, I'm finally good at that shit.
There's like shooting mechanics, and then there's Naughty Dog shooting mechanics.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, you've acquiesced to Naughty Dog shooting mechanics, and so now they can't change.
Yeah.
You know? They have to keep it that way.
Like, my brother, literally the only shooting game that my brother plays is Uncharted. He loves that whole series. He's played them a million times. And I feel like if they changed it, he'd be like, what the fuck? You know, like,
I want to point out, in Uncharted 4, there are not one, but two settings you can change to make the targeting lock on to people faster.
Interesting.
There's one where it snaps directly to headshots, and there's one where it like brings it up, and like you can change all these different things to make the ability just to like when you point a gun, it actually points at a human being better. And I've turned those off in the hope of making it like I'm not cheating. Literally everyone in the comments is like, bro, just turn it on. Just turn it on.
Really?
Like, that's where we're at in this game. People don't want to see me. Usually they're like, go double, triple hard level, you pussy. And I'm like, okay. And now they're like, no, no, don't do that.
It's just
Jesse,
like,
we're
dude,
gonna tell it to you straight, Jesse,
I can't with
please.
this.
Just auto aim. Do us a favor.
Yeah.
You're just like watching
I've
it, just like, I'm taking the shot. I'm doing it. Oh, fuck.
Oh, no.
It's like, no, I can't.
Take this shit.
I actively
Just
now,
take
in order, I avoid fights. I will, like, actively go stealth and, like, knock guys out, rather than, you can just run in and shoot guys and move on with the game. I would rather take an extra 15 minutes to silently stealth kill everyone, rather than have a fight and have to listen to the comments be like, fuck, you're awful at this. Oh, my God. So instead, I just take 15 minutes and kill guys slowly. So... suck a D, internet.
This is actually the first Uncharted that, like, I feel like that is an actual viable strategy, because all the other ones, they've been like, hey man, you can do stealth kills, you know that? But like, as soon as you're spotted forever. The gunfight happens, and there's no getting out of it.
Yeah.
There are lots of moments and opportunities in 4 where you can like escape from them, come revisit as a stealth person now effectively, and wipe the rest of the people out. And I remember one of my most satisfying moments was like, I was doing this whole, you know, bad guy arena where, you know, they were positioned all over this mountain and blah, blah, blah. And I was able to stealth kill like all of them. And then like, I think I missed the last one, and he was like, I need backup. And I shot him in the head, and like, there was no backup because I had like murdered. They were all dead. Right. You know, like I was like, oh, that felt pretty cool. Like that felt good. But yeah, the stealth is actually much stronger because they've added like the bushes that you can hide in, a la like Assassin's Creed, and you can take cover more easily, and the landscapes just generally are more kind of open and climbable, and like the grappling hook is really fun because I never got tired of grappling hook, like punching someone, Superman punching them in the face. That was one of the most satisfying moments.
Yeah,
I'm literally imagining Nathan with just like 2 branches, just like scooching along, like, all right, they don't see me.
Yeah.
Like, classic camouflage.
Never mind. I was going to make a reference to a play, and I can't remember what play it is. What's the play where they're like, if we just hold branches, no one will see us? No, fuck it. Forget it.
It's gonna come to you in like 2 hours.
It's gonna come to me way later, and I'm gonna be like,
you know what?
The play! I know the play!
All play references are Midsummer Night's Dream. All play references. Let's move on.
It was a Midsummer Night's Dream.
It was Midsummer, yeah.
Fact.
So he did.
Midsummer Night's Dream.
Okay.
It's that puck. It's that puck, man.
It's always puck.
Damn puck.
Octo, what have you been doing?
Camouflage. Wait, before we go on, adding on to the camouflage, you know what camouflage isn't used that much these days? A pantomime horse. Like, you know, like the two halves of people make one horse costume. I really wish Nathan Drake would just hide in the ass end of a horse costume, and that was how he snuck by all the enemies. Anyway,
but just by himself with no
just by himself.
side.
No front.
He doesn't have a front side, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have a front side
Macbeth.
of a horse.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you guys.
I was gonna jokingly say it was Macbeth. In all honesty,
it's actually.
I'm surprised that's actually.
I think they're wrong. It's Midsummer Night's Dream. Just saying.
Macbeth starring Michael Fassbender. That's what it's from.
I've been playing Total War Warhammer. I was up until 5:30 a.m. playing that this morning. That was real good.
Oh my god! Apparently, that's like a really addictive game.
It's super fun. I love like turn-based strategy, army building stuff like that, and I'm a huge Warhammer fan. So it's like it was really cool because I didn't really know what to expect because I haven't played a Total War game since like Shogun 2, like 4 years ago or whatever. And I heard that Rome 2 didn't have a great launch, so I was like really worried about the launch of the game. And I started it up, and I got like a black screen, and I thought that my game was like refusing to launch. So I was like, what do I do? And I looked it up, and it's like, just give it like 5 minutes. And so sure enough, I waited like 5 minutes. 5 minutes for the game to launch. The first time you launch it. It takes like 5 minutes, but after that, it like launches instantly.
That's really strange.
Yeah. But now
what a weird.
Like, what could it be doing? Where it's like, it's just like,
right?
Yeah, give
it's
it 5 minutes, guys. It's standard.
Yeah.
I just
let
need
it breathe.
this.
Yeah, it's like when you open a fine wine, you have to let it breathe. You know, that's how.
I see.
Yeah.
I can let the game aerate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Important question. Very important question.
Very important question.
What race are you playing?
Oh, Vampire Counts. I played Vampire Counts since I was in 9th grade. In the tabletop game. So
in like actual Warhammer,
in like actual Warhammer, yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, what is your background of the Warhammer franchise?
Well, I played Warhammer 40K since I was in 4th grade, I think, and I played fantasy once I got into middle school. So like I started in like 8th grade, I think, and I played a lot. And so it's like I got really into the world and the lore and all that stuff. And then so this is cool because it's, you know, with the lore and all the factions and stuff like that. I think it's pretty cool. So it's super fun if you're itching for like a turn-based strategy game. Warhammer, Total War, very fun.
I've watched a couple different people try to do the Chaos campaign.
Oh yeah.
And it looks so difficult because you can't create bases at towns.
Oh.
Like, you have to just either completely destroy it or just sack it and then leave, and potentially somebody else can take it. But you just, like, start with this one just tiny group, and you have to just keep moving around. Like, you can't just, like, leave people in a town.
Yeah, because they're nomads. Well, because they come from the north, and so they're like,
give it to us.
Okay, so
yes.
So the portals of chaos are the portal of chaos is at the North Pole, and that's where all of the nomad and raider tribes live. So they were easily influenced by chaos, and so they don't really have like towns, and so they just send them out from the northern wastes out into the world to spread corruption and the taint of chaos all over the old world.
Yeah, because if other races walk on your as you're like developing where your land is, if other races come and walk on your land, they take like dot damage.
Yep. It's like creep or something. And
it's the same with Vampire Counts, because if Vampire Counts are ever outside of their own, area, they take attrition damage. So yeah, it's really cool. Well, because they're held together by magic, and so if they're not near like a focus of power for the undead, they like start to crumble.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's their reasoning behind that. But it's really weird. Like, whenever I buy one of these kinds of games, I'm very much the type of person that I hate reading like long blocks of text. So this was the wrong game for me, I guess, because there's a lot of those. Yeah. So I just had to play it and like lose get my ass beat really bad like the first couple times, and then just start over. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's not how you do it. And then eventually I figured out what I was supposed to be doing. And because they have like a little guy who's like advising you. He's like, you should do this and then do this and then build one of these.
The paperclip, right?
Yeah.
You want help with that?
He's clipping.
He's tapping the screen. Yeah.
Okay, great.
I see you're trying to invade this town. Would you like some help with that? Yeah, but it's like basically you because I love town building stuff, Civ and like strategy games like that. And so this is like awesome fantasy stuff with a lore and a setting that I really enjoy, with that gameplay that I really enjoy, and the graphics are good, the battles are huge, but I also love that they have an auto resolve if you like really just don't want to bother with the battle and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna absolutely squash these guys, like why even play it? So you just auto resolve the battle and it just like it's like, oh, you won.
But is that like is there a dice roll in the background where it's like, oh shit, if I roll that one?
I think what can happen is you can lose more units than you would normally if you were actually commanding the battle. You can't, like, if you outnumber them like 10-1, like I don't think you can lose, but you can possibly lose more units than you normally would. So yeah, but it's really fun. Honestly, if you want a fun strategy game, I'd pick it up.
So right now the races you can play are human, orc,
Empire, yep.
Yeah. The Empire. Vampires, Chaos, and what else? Is that it?
Orcs. Orcs and dwarves.
Orcs? Gotcha.
Orcs and dwarves, yeah. And the orcs are like they're like the mascot Games Workshop race. They're like the super cockney orcs, which I love.
Here's my problem. I love them. I think all the videos they make with them are really clever and cute. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the fuck any of them ever say ever. Ever.
Yeah.
The space one that they released, I'm like, I don't know what the hell, I don't know what they just said. I don't know what those guys have said. They're like, like, what the fuck is this trailer about?
That's a good orc impression. That's really close.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't know what they're saying, but if that's supposed to be a real accent from a real place, God help those people, because they are basically rat people who live on the street but they're orcs.
That's the Skaven, but that's pretty close.
That's the Skaven.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about an entirely different race, but
Skaven.
Yes.
You racist.
Whatever. I meant in real life. I meant in real life rat people. Like, they live in the sewers. They pop up and go,
you're literally talking about Splinter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Needs more Daka. Something like that, yeah.
Again, well, I don't know what you said. I don't know what that was that came out of your mouth.
Needs more something.
Yeah.
Needs more.
I thought you said I'm gonna roll my Daka.
Daka. For those of you that are not familiar, Daka is the sound that a gun makes. That's the sound that they say that a gun makes. It's like Daka 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 Daka. That's so whenever they're talking about a Daka, it means the sound that you make when you shoot a gun. Yeah.
Oh, orcs. You're precious.
I know, aren't they
so
cute?
Dumb.
Aren't they cute? I love Warhammer orcs. I think they're great. They also paint they paint everything red because red's the fastest color. And
I've heard that.
Yeah, the red ones go faster. And I think there used to be a rule where if you actually painted your model red, it moved an extra inch. But
that's pretty funny.
Which is yeah, so I've really, for the 4 hours that I played it, I really liked it. There's a multiplayer campaign too, which is that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
is it like you both control pieces of the same army, or is that like you're against each other?
You can put other people in charge of your like
a different battalions or something like that.
Yeah, you can be like, here, I'm going to give you this.
So it's a cooperative multiplayer campaign.
Yes. The only reason I know this is because TB and Sam played it together for like 2 full nights straight, and I was watching, and every single time Sam gave JP his units, they would die. So it's like you literally have control of their unit. Like, you can just completely fuck over somebody else's entire army.
It's so funny. Seems like a very Sam thing
JP,
to do.
sorry,
hey,
not TB.
Hey Sam, I trust you. Take this battalion. He's like, well, I'm running into a volcano. Like,
well, I got this. No problems.
Yeah, I got this. Deuces. It just fades away.
Yeah, but it's good. It's from the single player campaign that I played, and I'm assuming that all the factions play differently because the whole thing with the vampire counts is you can like recruit, you can raise dead anywhere. That's like their whole thing. They don't have morale, so they don't run away. So like playing with them is very different. And so like your whole goal is to just like run in with massive blocks of troops and just attrition them out and make them run. So I'm assuming that all the different races play very differently, both in economics and in like tactics. So I'm like super excited to play all the different factions and see what they're all like. So that's exciting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I played a game called Overfall. That
you meant to say Overwatch, right?
I did not. I did not
okay.
mean to say Overwatch. I meant to say Overfall. I feel really bad for this game because I think that they picked like just a name that's going to turn into a puddle. The giant puddle that is
Blizzard has
Steam.
already bought the Overfall domain and have it redirected to Overwatch.com.
Yeah, they're like, we made a mistake.
Yeah,
what have we done? So Overfall is a game. It's a game where you start off with 2 units. One is like a fighter unit and one is a cleric, and you're in control of both of them. The art style is a little bit Don't Starve-y.
It's a cool art style.
It is. And when the game starts, you're popping out of a portal. And you meet this old man, and he's like, you've been in that portal for so long. Everything's changed here. And we're like, oh, fuck. So we're like trying to sort out this world that we left behind to go into this portal, right? But the inside of the portal was this like evil race called the Vorn. And the Vorn follow us out of the portal, and over time, eventually
as
take
Vorn do.
As Vorn do.
Classic Vorn.
And eventually, they bleed into the world. But what's cool is that the whole mechanic of this game is based on this world is covered in tiny islands. All of the islands are governed by humans and one other race. So there's like the Forsaken. There's dwarves, there's orcs, there's the Hollow. There's all of these different races, and they all are at war with one other race. So I'm trying to, I think like elves just fucking hate the Hollow for some reason.
As elves do.
As elves do. And so within like at least the beginning mechanic of this game, you're going from island to island trying to get one of the races to help you close up this portal and defeat the Vorn. Basically, yeah, this old man is like, you need, like, I can't help you, but I'm sure, you know, if you befriended one of the other races of this world and they, like, were on your side, then you could get some shit done. But because these races are all at war with one other race, like, you have to really commit to one. So the first time that I played it, I was just like going to all of the different islands, just like, this is so fun, because you go to an island and then an event happens. Right? It's not like you go to an island and you get to walk around. It's like you go there and it's like, oh, you landed on this island and you meet a little kid, and the little kid stole a thing. What do? You know, that old thing that happens in every RPG in the world. Yeah. And so each island has different things going on, and the more involved you get with certain races, they'll ask you to do different things. You'll find out more of like their story and how you can help them and get them on your side. It's really cool, and it's definitely one of those games where it's like you have a finite amount of time. It's really easy for the Vorn to just like fucking burn everything up, and you've failed.
Yeah.
And
so you're like racing this like Shadow of the Vorn. Basically.
You're racing a clock. Yeah.
That's the sequel. Gotcha. Overfall 2 Shadow of the Vorn.
I have to say Overfall 2 Cruise Control.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. So the game actually wound up being really fun. I've restarted, I think, chat, you can back me up on this, I think like 6 times now. I think I'm on like my 6th attempt at this game.
So you've never beaten the Vorn?
I have not beaten the Vorn yet.
Wow. Okay.
And you can hire out mercenaries, and you can also unlock different classes that you start with. Mm-hmm. So whatever 2 classes you start with, you can raise them from the dead as long as you have the right items with you. You can like find an island that has an altar, and if you go to the altar, you can make a sacrifice, and then whoever died will come back. If you've hired a mercenary and they die, you're fucked. You have to just find another mercenary. Mm-hmm. So
I'm trying to think of a Vornstar joke, but it's just escaping me at this point.
Vornstar?
Vornstar. Yeah, you know, like a porn. So like a. Never mind.
Oh, like a porn star, but a porn
Yeah,
star.
like,
I
like,
got
there's
you. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Yeah, there was a goof there somewhere. Yeah.
Escaped me.
You guys are living in some kind of a goof fantasy world. I want no part of it.
But I'll pick it up later.
Yeah. Jesse, what else have you been playing?
I don't remember. I caught a cold, and now I'm just, like, out of it. But I will say that I am looking forward to, speaking of games that are very similar to what you just said, there's a game called Long Journey Home.
Okay.
That looks very similar to that in that it basic gist is like you are the first ship to go into hyperspace, and you get lost out in space, and it's part RPG, part like the world changes every time, or the universe changes, and you also are doing like an FTL management style thing. Like it looks very cool. I find it interesting. Like that's the way RPGs are going now, where it's like RPG light, but the real thing is that like the game is going to keep changing every time you play.
Right.
So instead of it being like a really grand epic RPG with one linear story that you achieve in the end, this time most RPGs now are like multiple playthrough, multiple attempts, multiple failures to beat it.
Right.
But it still has the RPG mechanics. I think that's kind of cool. I've definitely been seeing. I just looked up Overfall, so I've definitely been seeing a lot of that lately, where it's this idea of we're changing what a role-playing game is, which is kind of cool.
I think it's interesting that, and I don't know if Darkest Dungeon was the one that sort of started this journey, but more games where it's like your party is expendable. You know, like you might have one person who's important, and then everybody else is just sort of characters that exist in the world, but they're not.
Or they're effectively cannon fodder.
Exactly. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. This art, your description. I'm looking at it now as well. The description of Don't Starve.
It's a little Don't Starve-y,
right? It's more colorful.
Yeah.
But like, that does remind me of Don't Starve a lot. Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Darkest Dungeon is so funny because during the early access, I got this party that was like completely unkillable. I mean, bar some horrible luck, but like they were all max rank. I had all these really good relics on them, and like I maximized their abilities and everything. And then finally the game came out, and I put them in the last dungeon, and they died within like 3 minutes. And I was like, well, never mind. Okay, forget it. I'm done. Goodbye.
They actually just updated that game.
Oh, really?
They added the Town Crier, and the Town Crier adds in these town events that happen that are actually really cool. It adds something to the game for me, for sure, because I've been playing it. I've been back going ham on Darkest Dungeon, but they added in this thing where every single week there's a different town event. So it can be something. Apparently, somebody claimed that they got a town event that was like, by some mystical power, one of your old mercenaries has resurrected.
Oh.
That sounds like way extreme compared to the sort of things that have happened to me. Though the ones that I've gotten have been like, the Town Crier is running around, yelling doomsday everywhere, and nobody can relax. So all of your attempts to de-stress them are lessened. So after that week of trying to de-stress people, everybody like was de-stressed a little bit, but for the most part, not at all. And then there was a week where it was like, everyone's feeling very benevolent, and you don't have to pay for anything. So I was able to get rid of diseases and quirks.
Oh, wow.
Totally free.
So it changes.
Yeah, every single week it changes.
Interesting.
Very cool.
So, yeah, people are corroborating that apparently there's like a rare town event where somebody can come back to life. But
that's cool.
I think it's nice. It's like a nice... It adds something to the whole, all right, we just came back from the dungeon, and now we have to do the town shit, right? It makes you continue to strategery while you're in the town, because there were so many times where I'd come back to town and be like, well, there's not really much to do.
Let's go back in a dungeon.
Yeah, because, I don't have enough money to like waste some of it getting rid of this fucking kleptomaniac quirk that's driving me up the wall, but like I guess I'll just leave it there. And everybody got really upset with me because there's one guy named Vangthor. I don't know if you're in chat right now. There's this one guy named Vangthor who's been in my party since the very beginning of this game, and he got kleptomania in the very first dungeon, and he's had it the whole time. He steals all my shit, and I hate him, so I just like never use him. And then when we had this like town event where everything was free, I was like, oh my god, it's not going to cost $7,000 to get rid of kleptomania. I can finally get rid of it. And I went to get rid of it, and everyone was so upset because they were like, no, but that's who Vangthor is.
That's his character trait. You can't do that.
And I was like, no.
I just imagine you like standing in front of the sanitarium door, just like, not anymore. Slams the door with him inside the cell.
I was imagining it like Clockwork Orange style. Where, I drop him off and they're like, don't worry, we'll fix him. Yeah, and they like sit him down or just like...
He just watches videos of people stealing things forever. He's like, oh god,
I can't.
I just want you to have him back, and while playing with him, realize how much better it was before and how disinterested you are now. You're like, he used to be cool.
Before.
He used to be cool.
No, what I really hope happens is the very first time I take him out, I'm like, Vangthor's not going to steal all my shit. I'm so excited. He's going to just get kleptomania again. Yeah. I'll be like, god damn it.
What an indictment of our penal and or psychiatric system that immediately
doesn't work.
Gets it again. Yeah, wow. That's deep. That's
Dodger firing shots.
Wow.
I know.
Keeping it so deep. Controversial, keeping it political.
Always.
You know.
Yeah.
Always. Right here on the Co-optional Podcast.
On the Co-optional Podcast.
We're going to take our first break. Again, this is a Crunchyroll sponsored episode of the Co-optional Podcast, so you are going to watch a Crunchyroll ad. Deal with it.
Anime!
So, we will be back in a few minutes. Please go pee, make a sandwich, and then come back and talk about some more probably
Or do both at the same time if you have the balls.
Do both. Like,
if you had the balls.
Live your life.
A sandwich while peeing.
So, wait, would you be making a sandwich in the bathroom or peeing in the kitchen?
I assume the cleaner one.
What's the ballsiest?
Probably peeing in the kitchen.
Peeing in the kitchen is the ballsiest, I suppose.
I think that's the ballsiest, yeah.
Yeah.
No, false. Peeing into a toilet accurately while making a sandwich, that's called skill, my friends.
All right, guys.
Okay.
We'll see you all in a minute. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Co-optional Podcast. We are still talking about games we've played,
yes,
games we haven't played in some cases.
I while we were on a break, I went to Kotaku to find articles. Literally, this is what I found. These are the main articles I discovered.
Okay,
at Kotaku UK. One of them was about Overwatch porn. About how there's a lot of Overwatch porn out there.
Yeah. I mean, it's been out there for a while.
Which I will say, did I not, many podcasts ago, say, a game's success is judged by the amount of porn associated with it. I said it months and months and months ago. I stand by what I said. The porn has only increased.
Good.
Do you see that number?
Oh, it's like 820-something%.
817% search increase
in
on
Overwatch
Pornhub. On Pornhub of Overwatch.
It's insane. Anyway, so that's one of the articles, which
I'm so glad. I was literally saying, before you got here, Jesse, while we were doing sound check, I was saying that I'm so jazzed for everyone to finally have Overwatch, so that the shit posting can just ramp. because
Yes.
the shitposting for Overwatch has not quite hit the level I need it to be at yet. And it's just, oof, I can't.
The problem with Overwatch shitposting is that all of it is stuff that, like, if you were in the beta, you look at it, you're like, oh, that's quaint. That's cute. Like, it's all shit that when we were talking shit and freaking out about stuff, it's what we were doing back when the beta first started. And you're like, one day you'll learn that that's not true what you're saying, and it's cute that you believe that.
The shitpost that really got me bad for Overwatch, like, to be like, okay, I'm excited to see what this community can really do in terms of shitposting, is that picture from Justice League where it's Gorilla Grodd looking in the limousine at Lex Luthor and it just says attack begins in 30 seconds or whatever. And I was like, yes, okay, more of this.
Yeah.
And then the other one, the GIF that I linked you of May vaping her own gun.
Oh my god,
And
so
then she just
good.
says the Vape Nation. I was like, yeah, more.
When she does the Vape Nation,
Yes,
oh my
that's-
god,
I was
it's
like,
so
I want
funny.
more of this.
I
Yeah,
literally
want-
immediately sent that to Pluto and was like, who took this picture of you?
It's just her face because she doesn't. She's like, it's really good. It's really good.
Dude, yeah, the way that Overwatch has, like, integrated with Steam Workshop, and, like, how people have used all of that to make all, really, just all of the dicks. Like,
Octo looks very, very into this.
They put a dick on
Everybody.
everyone.
Every character you know and love has banged another one of those characters
That's
in that
true.
game.
It's true.
Sometimes multiple times.
I
There's
really...
just a lot of
Tracer.
in fucking.
I
'Cause
need...
Tracer can exist multiple times. Yeah,
It's,
sorry, go ahead.
it's true. I'm gonna need people to get more creative though. I'm done with like
Watching
Widowmaker.
Zarya penetrate everyone, I'm tired of it.
Yeah, I'm tired
of
of seeing like all the ladies bone each other. I need more variety. I need us to start incorporating some of the dudes. Let's get in this.
I need the dudes in. I need the dudes in.
I'm gonna need animal versions of all the characters, including robot characters.
Yes.
You can decide what they are.
Yeah.
Banging each other,
Right.
but chibi versions of it. Go.
So you need chibi, furry, sex from Overwatch.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
that's your fetish. Ooh.
I mean, I think we all do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all agree it's needed. I don't. It's not that it's my fetish. It's just that it's needed for us to continue on as a society.
I need Roadhog as Jabba the Hutt
God.
with all of the other characters in Slave
With John
Leia
Slave
outfits.
Slave Leia.
Yeah.
I need that. Yeah. People start brainstorming.
There's someone
people.
out there that's like, perfect.
I'm on
Doctor.
it.
I'm on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I needed. You are my
This is good.
muse.
Oh,
Don't worry, I got
Bastion.
you.
Bastion is Salacious Crumb because he has the same like what laugh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's a little turret and he just sits there on the corner.
Good.
Watching. Just watching.
Oh,
Watching.
also pause in my scenario. Winston is in fact the only human, not a furry.
Okay.
Yeah, because he would be reverse furry.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The all reverse furry.
He's
trick.
just a guy. He's like,
Yeah,
what
he's
is
Just,
what is
he's just a
happening?
dude. Like, what am I doing
regular
here?
Scientist.
dude.
Just like
Yeah.
overly realistically drawn too,
Yeah.
with all of these chibi furry pornos going on. And he's just like, where am I?
What's the edgiest animal?
He's knee deep in chibi furry porn, and he's just like, what's happening?
What animal is Edgelord? The
Yeah,
crow?
what's
Do you mean
Yeah,
the crow?
and then because then Reaper's probably a crow.
Yeah, Reaper's
Absolutely.
a crow. Reaper's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
crow.
Easy.
Uh,
That's low hanging fruit, guys. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Widowmaker is one of those sexy spider girls.
Yeah,
Obviously.
like
Yes.
from Monster
Again.
Musume.
Like from Monster
Yeah.
Musume,
Yes.
that's what I was
Yep,
thinking
yep,
too.
Yep.
Tracer is a hedgehog, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
A blue hedgehog.
A blue hedgehog.
Non-copyright blue hedgehog.
Yeah. Who just needs to go very quickly. She has to go very quickly.
Yes.
Very quick. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all pretty. You can figure it out.
But
Yeah.
Kree's a rattlesnake, right?
No, I feel like
Sure.
McCree would have to be something hairier.
Really?
He's just a tumbleweed.
Yeah.
I see
He's
him
not
as like
even
a
an
Western-
animal.
Just a
Cowboy
tumbleweed with a
rattlesnake.
cowboy hat on.
And a
But he also
cigar
has a
just
dick.
like
He has
kind
a
of hanging
dick.
off the side.
Yeah.
He also has a dick.
Yeah,
McCree,
yeah.
yeah.
What would McCree be? What's like a Western animal? He'd be like a
A rattlesnake is pretty Western. That's what I'm going for.
One of those lizards that just like.
Oh, what if he's a mountain lion?
What if he's a bee? What if he's McCree the bee?
McCree the bee, McBee.
But what about Diva? She has to be Beaver.
No,
she's a beetle. Diva's a beetle.
Wait, no, she would have to be a bunny.
Yeah. She's a bunny.
And
she's a bunny. And I think, look, May's a panda. I think we all know that.
Oh yeah, that's a little racist, but yes, I agree. Yeah.
Racism aside.
A little racist, but we all agree. Yeah. And of course, Genji
Dragon's
is
fucking cars right there.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Hanzo and Genji are Dragon's fucking cars.
Yeah.
That's all they are.
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad that, look, we've done so much work for you, Internet.
You're welcome.
Right now.
We put it out there.
Yeah.
You guys just need to pick it up. If you
guys can't, take the ball from here, I don't know what to tell you. I do think that it's funny that so many people thought that Overwatch was going to launch and have all of these big differences. It did not. You can buy loot crates now.
It's the same.
But
it's the same. It's literally the same game.
It's the same game, though. I think because...
I like that people were complaining that it wasn't free. That's my favorite complaint. This isn't even free?
No.
No, it's not.
It's not free. So...
But I was thinking,
deal with that.
Okay, let's say Overwatch was like, yes, we are going to do the free-to-play model. I'm curious what you would have speculated would be the monetization. Like, do you think they only give you X heroes and you pay to unlock them? Or would it never even
hate
been
that model.
a thought?
I would much prefer that I just pay and get everything. And I'm also frustrated with people being like, I can't believe they put microtransactions in this game. And I'm like, it's all cosmetic and you can unlock them yourself by just playing the game. It's not like some games, no names. It's not like some games, no names, where you buy the crate and then you also have to pay to open the crate.
No, once again, no names.
No names. No names. I'm not saying any names, but it's just like, I mean, it's pretty...
I think that's the absolute worst.
Yeah.
That's the absolute worst model, is when it's like, hey, you have this thing that could have something cool in it or it could have nothing in it. You don't know. But here, pay us $2 to open it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I don't...
Again, no names.
Again, the game's basis is on the fact that you can switch
all
of your characters at any time and they all counter other things. So to pay for characters or to have characters unlocked would negate the whole point of the game.
Everything up.
Yeah, so, like, the people who are like, I can't, oh, man, I don't want to, just, then fine, tough shit. Like,
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure. You can't buy individual skins, right?
No.
You can only use, like, the crafting currency to...
You can use the crafting currency,
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
If you get multiples of something and you get currency, you can use it to buy a thing.
You can buy the collector's edition skins. I mean, that's what you're buying in the collector's edition.
Sure. But I can't go in right now and buy a Hanzo skin for $5.
No.
Which
I wonder if they will implement that, though, in the future.
They might.
I wonder if they have any plans to do that.
The potential to just buy in-game currency versus buying loot boxes.
Yeah. Or not even buy in-game currency, but buy a single skin directly for a single transaction.
Right.
For like $2.99.
If I know Blizzard, they may do stuff like that. Around the end of the year, they always have like their the thing we're doing is associated with a charity, and if you buy it during this week, you get X, Y, or Z. They might do that, but I don't think they'd ever do like you can buy this new skin where he's got like 2 dicks. And he shoots crossbows.
Please. Each dick has a crossbow.
2 dick versions of everyone. Please make it happen.
God. Just wangs hanging out.
You know Overwatch?
Character.
We're going above and beyond. We need double the dicks in Overwatch. Double the dicks on every character.
Yeah, Blizzard saw the porn and was like, "Oh yeah, well check this shit out."
Don't worry, we're gonna corner that market too.
I
used to joke with my character modeler friend that he starts every one of his sculpts at the genitals. right? Because it's like you have to know really when you're sculpting the genitals, you understand the character,
right?
You know,
absolutely.
and then you build everything around that. You know, put the armor over it. But like if you were to take all the armor off of all those characters, beautiful dick, just a beautiful, beautiful dick,
just a nicely crafted vagina.
Yeah,
just upon which a flesh body happens, but like truly the real like meat of the situation.
Yeah,
is all
the
up
meat
in there.
Potatoes.
Meat and potatoes, as it were. So, have any of you guys read all of the speculations about the next character? Like all of those articles being put together and everything?
I got a little crash course in
Are the
last
Reddit
night.
detectives on the case?
Yeah, all of the Basement Columbos have worked really hard.
There's numerous characters that have existed in like even in the trailer at the beginning. There's the guy in all the chemical suit or whatever that is, like the radiation suit.
Yeah,
he's in the original trailer as a main character. There's the guy that's in all the press releases. That's like the kind of Mexican looking dude with like his hat on backwards. There's a bunch of different characters, but like I don't know. I don't ever know. I haven't looked at
there was also that I think it was in the original Winston, short where like he cycled through a list of like Overwatch people and people were like screen capping and looking at the profiles and images and like some of them were more fleshed out than others.
Some of them I feel like are just concept art or stuff they just made.
There's is it on Route 66 that there's a file folder that's open with like a face on it and stuff?
Temple of Anubis.
Temple of Anubis.
Yeah.
And so there's like a big thing that somebody put together where I can't even remember the mental leaps that happened, but they believe because in the like picture of old school Overwatch, there's like a sniper woman, and so everybody thinks that it's her. In this picture.
So one of the things that you're talking about in like the photos of old school Overwatch, I went through like a huge thing because I made the mistake of being like, oh look, it's Widowmaker before she was Widowmaker, and people were like, no, fuck you, Cox. See, here's what we know. Apparently, that photo, that is Farrah's mother.
That's what I've heard too.
Mother was So I got shot the fuck down real quick. So I know all about how wrong I am. I just don't know how right I am on anything. So But if I F up, if I'm wrong at something, they're like, no, bro, that's incorrect.
Nah,
like, okay.
You don't get it. You don't know Overwatch the way I know Overwatch, Jesse.
Yeah. So look, I failed. I failed miserably.
The new animation was so cute, though.
What, Hero? The one with
Soldier?
Soldier, yeah.
Yeah, that was
pretty good.
I was like, stop it, you old man! I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
Why did that video get so much hate? Can we just take a moment?
That video got hate.
Did
Why?
it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it was mostly because like it was, I don't know. I think that the few like they've done, how many have they done? 4 or 5? They did like
fourth.
2 Winston ones.
Four.
They did 2 Winstons, and then they did the Hanzo and Genji. Oh yeah, they did the
Tracer and
Widowmaker. Four.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it was much more. I guess in one hand, it was only a single character. Everything else had been like 2 characters battling. Hanzi versus Hanzi.
Oh, sweet Hanzi.
That's their
Hey, it's
the bro TP. I'm sorry.
Hanzi.
Hey.
Torbjorn's turret's broken. He walks up and pounds his fist on it, starts working again. He's like, hey.
Hanzi. The Hanzo Genji thing, the Tracer Widow thing, and this was like just like Soldier like beating up on some like Gennaro baddies, and I think people maybe took pause with that of like, we want to see the hero on hero action. He's like murdering some dudes. Who cares?
Me, I would say that out of all of them, this would be my least favorite. I still like all of them. I would say that like I think it was supposed to make it really obvious that he's trying to be a lone wolf right now, right? That like everybody else is interacting with each other, is having these like emotional reunions or, going through some shit with each other. And this one was very much, he's like in Mexico because he can't. He's like a vigilante now because they're not supposed to be doing this shit.
Yeah, he's Batman.
He's Batman. And he's just like on his own, like trying to do good shit, and at the same time is like a jaded old man. And I don't know. I still enjoyed it because I was like, oh, soldier.
Well, I think something that I think is interesting is that the Los Muertos guys, their logo is one of the avatars you can earn in the game, and I always wonder what the hell that was.
Oh fuck.
And I am like, is that going to be or is someone from that gang going to be a future character?
I hope so. That would be dope because they had like the glowy face and shit. That was rad as fuck.
That was cool.
Because I always wanted that, and that's why I was always like, man, I wish I could buy those damn packs because out of all the things you could get, that's the one I want to have as my avatar. Is that like neon skull?
Yeah.
I was like, that's so fucking cool. I want that as my avatar for the game, and I had no clue what that was. And then they started posting all this shit online, like, oh, who are these guys? This gang is showing up. And I was like, oh my god, are we actually going to get like a new character that's part of like a Mexican fucking neon gang? Like straight out of Batman and Robin? Like, this is so cool.
Rad as fuck,
And they just were like, no, these are just some punk kids who get beat up by Soldier 76. I was like, maybe we'll get something later. I don't know.
Give it to us. Yeah.
I feel like maybe they could be involved with Reaper somehow because that would thematically make a lot of sense.
Los Muertos, seems like.
Yeah.
Am I?
Plus, he has a mariachi outfit, so
yeah.
Oh. If he shows up in a cinematic in a mariachi outfit, I'm done.
That'd be amazing. Yeah.
What's his last name? Reyes too. Blackwatch Reyes.
Yeah.
Well, think about it.
Think about it.
There's also like I don't know. Here's my problem with I think Overwatch in general is that, I mean, as much as I love the game and as much as I love the world building they're doing and the fact that they have made characters so lovable that the internet just wants to see them all fuck each other.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that I'm still waiting for is the connections between all of it. They've created this world, but none of it seems like there's still like
they're all one-offs.
Yeah, there's no connection to everything. So a perfect example is when you play any map, they've created all this world where all these characters are essentially enemies of each other. Now they're all besties working to like achieve objectives. And I'm waiting for that one because there is the faction that Roadhog and Junkrat are from, which is like the post-apocalyptic we live in. Yeah,
Mad Max.
There's Blackwatch, which is or whatever that's called, the like evil Overwatch group.
Yeah.
There is the faction that Widowmaker was paid to work from. There's like all these different like groups, and it's like, okay, well, give me the lore reason for this now.
And
like,
then
escorting a payload.
Yeah, and you have Zenyatta. So you have that Widowmaker Tracer thing, and then you have Zenyatta and Widowmaker on the same team, and she's like, "Sorry, I shot you." He's like, "Oh, it's fine." And it's like, okay, I guess.
Was that Zenyatta?
No.
Yeah,
was
that
that
Zenyatta.
What? That was him.
No, it's like
that was
the next upcoming president who's like trying to form equality, and she was supposed to.
Yeah, that's just
snipe
like,
him. He was just
she's
another.
Talent.
He was just another robot, another cute
Widowmaker's from
robot.
Talent, which is another. Thank you, chat. Like, there's so many factions, and all these different groups are like, well, now we have to work together to escort this guy through a movie studio lot. Like,
yeah.
What?
This talking car.
Yeah.
To get him through this movie studio lot.
I don't know, like I'm sort of assuming, because in our very first animated short, right, it was Winston being like, I gotta get Overwatch back together. Yeah. And so I'm assuming that we're gonna get snapshots of everybody and sort of what they're doing now and how their lives are working now, and then we'll get and then everybody has to come together to do something.
But then I feel like this is the inherent problem with them taking what clearly was going to be the story of an MMORPG, or I guess not RPG, but an MMO, and making it into this game because keeping with
effectively Titan, right?
Yeah, it's basically Titan.
That's what. Yeah.
And so the problem that I see is they have all these factions, and sure, Winston could be like, "Come on, Overwatch, we got to get back together," and that could account for 17 of the 21 characters. But the other characters are clearly villains, so why are they on your side? Like, there's a whole world that they just need to flesh out. That I'm very interested in seeing how they do that. It's just that I don't know how they'll do that.
I think this is going to be like a Harry Potter Slytherin situation, where they're leading us to believe, like, all of these bitches are evil, and we can't trust them, and then it's going to turn out, okay, yeah, Widowmaker literally has no empathy because she got all fucked up, but, like, everybody's not evil, they're just, like, ambitious in their own zone and have, like, no gauge anymore on, like, what is okay. Because, like, you can look at the Soldier 76 one and be like, he murdered a bunch of fucking people. You know, like, he's not a good person either. You know, they're all just, like, going toward different goals, really. And if that goal is the same, then maybe we can all learn to understand each other again.
But that's, I mean, I think it's interesting that each of the videos they've shown so far is, I want to say, less about the characters involved and more introductions to what's happening in the maps.
Yes.
So the Winston video is him trying to, like, launch a satellite in order to get Overwatch back together, to link up with everyone.
Right.
The video that is in King's Row is if you play as Widowmaker in that, she's like, was the sight of my first kill or some crazy bullshit. Like my favorite kill, whatever. And so you like have a backstory as to why there's so much shit going on there and why there's all the like anti and pro Omnic stuff everywhere. You have the story of why
storyline and all of that going on. I want to know more.
There's so much crazy Omnic racism stuff going on. Like when they were beating that robot, like in the soldier short, I was like, please don't.
I was like, stop this.
Stop it. Stop it.
And what was the other one? There's
Genji Hanzo.
Yeah, that was the Japanese map, and it literally was the map. Like they didn't even try to hide that it was the map.
No, I was gonna say that I really like how the King's Row one was like mostly on rooftops and you couldn't really tell what was happening, but the Genji one and the soldier one, it was really interesting because I played the beta I played many hours of Overwatch already,
right?
And it was so cool recognizing those maps well. Like I saw exactly when she was going through the little arch. Yeah. I saw the door in the background. I could identify it. And the Genji one was the exact same way. I was like, hey, they're fighting right now in that little side room near the balcony where, you know, I've died countless times to stupid idiots, but they're fighting in that room, you know? Like, I have a connection not only to the characters, but I feel like I do have a connection to the environment as well in the maps, which
I think that's awesome. What they're really doing very, very well, is that each of those stories is associated with the map you're on, and so it gives you a little more backstory of, like, oh, here's the thing that's happening there, and that's why all this makes sense there. Yeah, I'm very interested to see what they're going to do with the other ones, and how, again, they're going to tie it all together and make it make sense. Yeah, the only overarching story that we have is the Omnics went to war against humanity.
Right.
Shit went down. Overwatch restored order. And then they were like, fuck it, we don't want Overwatch anymore. End of story. Now everyone's a mercenary?
Well, yeah, they're all mercenaries. And we've also, from the Widowmaker Tracer video, we know that, like, there's an Omnic who's trying to be in power and be like, let's promote.
I think that's the Zenyatta storyline, because the Zenyatta's like robot dudes who are.
He's like the Gandhi, Yeah,
they're all in Nepal, and that's probably who it was. It's probably like their sort of like spiritual leader, who's like, hey man, can't we all just get along?
Yeah.
And so that's probably what Zenyatta's like.
Stuff got fucked up back there, but it don't gotta be fucked up no more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then he got shot. I cried.
It was sad.
Did you really?
We were like watching it, and Sam looked over, and I had like a single tear from each eye, and he was like, "You're not crying because that guy just got shot." I was like, I didn't think he would die. It surprised me, and I cried.
That character you literally just met 5 minutes ago on screen.
Yeah.
Who was like,
he looked like such a cool guy. Dodger had already developed a backstory in his head about his family and his friends.
You know what it was? Shout out to Blizzard for putting the woman who was like in love with the Omnic in the front row of that scene. Her scream when that guy died was the best part of that entire scene. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, I was like, they nailed that. They're so good at telling the story. I just don't know where the story's going. And look, Jeff Kaplan's in charge, and he's a genius, so I imagine we're going to get, like, shit's actually going to pan out here. Totally. But I'm very curious what the story is going to be, because right now, it's like, oh, this is cool background, but what we're doing in the game does not relate at all to what the story... It's like, we're getting cool we're getting cool information on the characters. That's cool, but the game has no relation to that at all. Like, it's just an entirely different platform.
What was? It's been. I feel like it's been so long, and it really has, probably like a year and a half since that original short where like the Tracer and Winston face off against the Widow.
Yeah.
And
the one that they showed
Reaper.
at
What
BlizzCon.
you mean for the Doom Fist? The Doom Fist. That's
has that come up in the past play?
Yeah, that's on the
Numbani map.
Numbani map. It's the thing that you're escorting because you have to take it to the Doom Fist exhibit, and and that's that's like the free city, and that's like where everyone can be themselves.
Yeah.
That's the place where Lucio's playing in concert, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And so you're escorting the Doom Fist. That's like a major. Apparently, there was a bad guy who was named the Doom Fist. I don't fucking know, and he like beat the shit out of people, but whatever.
And then we beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. And then a little boy punched Widowmaker in the face, and somehow she did not explode. So, tough jaw, lady.
Yeah. The comics, side note, the comics are also great. They've released
I haven't read any of the comics.
I haven't checked
out
the comics.
There are 5 like online issues. They're all by different artists, which is pretty cool. So each one of them has a totally different art style and writer. Some of them are like, have a very obvious storyline of there's shit going down, a hero shows up, fixes the problem, end scene. And as they've gone on, there have been some that end a bit more somber, which is cool.
Yeah.
I liked the only ones I've read so far were the McCree one, which I thought was very McCree-ish, where he's just like, I'm a badass cowboy, so all right, that happened. And then the one with Reinhardt, which I thought was pretty great. And I want to know where his friend is. Reinhardt's like chick friend who's awesome, is great.
I was like, who are you? You're cute.
Like, where'd that character go? Yeah, and I love the idea that Reinhardt is basically the Don Quixote of Overwatch. Where he just is like, I think he's just tripping balls in that mask, man, and he's like fighting dragons and shit. It's like, all right, cool. Old dude has lost his mind, and he's